Hello, good morning. Uh, hello, B4141, Uncle Scientist, all with a raid and a run. Welcome, everybody. Hello, Asitsu. Um, uh, well, hopefully, Uncle Scientist had a good stream. Hopefully, you all had a fun watching him. I had no idea what he was working on. I didn't take a look this morning to see. What was he doing? Was it more prepping for the what is it called? The winter, the Christmas thing. Um, what is that? The challenges, the coding challenges that are coming in. Advent of code. That's what it is. My green screen is a little bit. There you go. I noticed that that's been going on for the last couple days, and I want to remember to fix that. Drive by raid. I'll also say hello, Epic Blarg. Indeed, that's what it is. All right, let's go ahead and here we are going to be back into recording some videos again today. Advent of Code 2016. Oh, okay. Was that the first one? Or was it like 20? Oh, no, I want to say it was like 2015, right? Or 2014. It's been around for a while now. I remember the first time it came out and I was like, I should do this, and then I never did. And then every year then I was like, I should do this, and then I never do. Okay, so I want to get back into recording some videos again today. For those of you who came in the raid and are hanging around still, thank you. We are working on recording tutorial videos for an introduction to Axum course. So we've gone in previous streams, we've gone through routing, spinning up a Hello World server, and now we're going to be getting into creating a database. Actually, we already did that. In fact, you're deployed, so I can do that. We're going to be validating incoming data. So we're going to now using Serde to deserialize data. So I actually realized that we get the JSON from the body, and that actually deserializes at that point. I think now we're going to talk about it more in the terms of like actually validating the data and showing what happens if you fail to do that. Like if you pass in something that doesn't work. I think it gives you a 400 error. Yeah, I think it gives us an error if it doesn't work correctly. So we're in lessons, we're going to be in data source. Have to remind myself where everything is in here. Actually, you know what I want to do? We're in data here. Source. Okay, so we have the database connection. I don't really care about that right now. We have our routes. Okay, so we're going to add to the routes. I want to, this is going to be for validate using Serde, essentially. All right, I think I remember how this is going to go. We're going to do a post to this. Oh, let's turn on our server. I guess Rust Analyzer was running. That was what caused it to have a lock. Okay, you're running there. I should be able to now open up Thunder client. We're going to do a get to the hello world. There it goes. Okay, I a little bit too fast. So our server's running. We have a Thunder client set up for this. If you're not familiar with it, Thunder Client is exactly like Postman, except it runs inside of VS Code as an extension, and it's also free. So let's keep you open. Keep you open. I'll probably do a new request for this. Okay, we'll do a post. So, okay, we're going to do a post, and then we're going to say, okay, well, what if we want to like send a new user? So if we wanted to create a new user, that's going to send in like a username and a password. Right. And then we'll do validation. Like what if there's no username, like for example. And then later on, we can do the validation of like, what is this? Not an email, and then validate that, which email validations suck. I wonder, is there a crate for validating text? Or am I going to have to run a regular expression? I hate those. Like the validating emails suck. Okay, so let's close all this down. And okay, I think we're about ready. So I'm going to, where's my record button? Oh, right here. Okay. I finally got my Stream Deck working again. So I'm able to hit the record button on this. So move you to the side, view right up here. Okay. For those of you who haven't been here when I do these recordings, I am not responding to chat directly while I'm recording, but I do have chat up on my other display, so I can see what you're saying. And if it's something that I can incorporate into the video, I will attempt to do that. Otherwise, I'll get to it as soon as the recording is done. We're going to be doing this specific thing here, which should be fairly short because we've already sort of done some stuff with Serde. In fact, do I have a cargo tunnel? Ooh, I don't have Serde installed, so I need to add that in, I believe. So we're gonna add in Serde, and then we can do our thing. Okay. Almost forgot about that. Okay, here we go. Oh, the game is basically to get you to laugh during the recording. I mean, I'm not saying what the rules of this game are. But if you want, man, let's see. I could do. No, I'm not even gonna do it. Like I was thinking, like, should I do like a channel prediction on like how many recording tries like I do today? But like, no, I don't want to encourage it to get that bad. You can still try. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So far, I don't think you've actually made me laugh yet. Let's try this. All right, we're into validating incoming data, and we've kind of sort of done this with Serde when we were doing the mirroring of JSON. But I want to dive into a little bit more about the power of using serialize and deserialize with Serde for incoming JSON data to, well, validate the data coming in. So the plan here is, and let's create a brand new Thunder client request. Let's imagine host 3000. Let's imagine that we want to send in something to maybe like a validate data. Try to like match the title of the stream a little bit. Okay, so if I want to send a post to validate data in my body, I want to send JSON, and this is going to be a username and password. So if I have username, you're going to be something like Rick Zucker. password. You're the super strong password of 1234, let's say. We want to make sure that we have both of these things, that they're both strings, and well, that they exist here. So right now, of course, if I send this, we get that 404 not found. So let's go ahead and set up our route to handle and take this in, and then we'll show you what happens if we don't include one of these required form fields, but we're using Serde to deserialize, which is going to provide us a little bit of protection here. So in our data source routes, I'm going to add a new route. We're going to call this validate data. Let's validate with Serde. And then mod. Why can't you see that? Validate with Serde. Unresolved module, can't find file, validate with serde.rs. Oh, because I completely forgot to put a .rs at the end of it. Okay, that should make that a little bit happier. All right, back to you. Let's create our function here. So if we have well, we know we want the struct. We want it to be essentially a new user. So we'll do a pub struct. I like to call this like maybe like the request user. So request user. That will make it very different than maybe a response user, which probably wouldn't, would include things like what the username is, maybe the ID after it gets put into the database. Definitely not the password. We don't want to be passing that back afterwards. So that's why I would have these be two different things. Okay, so we have request user. We want this to have a username. Username. You're going to be a string, and we want a password. And you're going to be a string. We also want to make sure that this deserializes into, well, request user from the string, because what happens in a post request from a browser is that the JSON is stringified into, well, a string with backslashes between each of the double quotes for like the keys and values. Because of that, when we get out on this side, we need to deserialize that from the string into the struct. So we want to derive deserialize, but you notice that we're not actually getting it here. Like there's nothing for us to see. So we actually need to pull this in, don't we? Let's go ahead and open up a new terminal window, and we'll do a cargo add Serde. And we do need that -f derive to bring in the derive macros for us. I'm going to go ahead and add this. Once this is added in, we should be able to run this deserialize here. Now I could put serialize back in again, but I don't really plan to need to serialize this into JSON. Okay, so we have you. I want to, let's see, what's next? We want to create our route. So we have a pub async function. This is going to be a validate with Serde. Do we take anything in? Well, we're going to take in this request user. So we're going to have JSON. So use that. This is going to be our user. And your type is JSON request user. Are we going to return anything here? I don't know if we necessarily need to return anything. So I'm just going to sort of leave it blank. It'll be just a 200 okay. Now, that should be fine. Okay, so what do I really want to do here? I don't really care about this whatsoever. We could like debug this out, so I can implement debug here and then run just debug user, just to sort of see this input here. Okay, we need to import deserialize. Import you. Okay, username and password are never read. That should, well, I guess because validate with survey is never being read. Let's go back to our mod. So we have you. We'll use validate with survey, and put you in here. Dot route. I want this to be, what did we call this? This is validate data. And you're going to be a post to validate with survey. Okay, let's run this again. So connection refused, but that might actually just be the recompiling wasn't finished yet. Okay, you're done now. Ooh, connections refused by server. So let's see. Localhost. I'm not getting any errors here. This should still be to localhost 3000. Oh, it was just taking a little bit longer for it to start up. I guess I need to wait for it to actually say finished. But okay. We now see the debug printing out, and we got these all in here. And we got a 200 okay. But what I really want to look into here is, what if we said that username was required, and in a request, we didn't pass in a username? We only passed in a password. And if I hit send, we're going to get this 422 unprocessable entity, and it gives us an error message. Failed to deserialize the JSON body into the target type, missing field username. So now it does tell us, like, okay, at line 3, column 1. That part is not the best for usernames. When we get to custom error messages, you might want to catch this and then provide a better error, but that's out of scope for this specific lesson. What I want to show you here is that you can use Serde to essentially enforce the shape of an object. Now, if we wanted it to be where username was optional and you can or cannot pass it in, then we could make username, instead of a string, make it an option string. And at this point of time, when we hit send, to wait for it to finish. Oh, I think it's the connection to the database, which I have not started. So that's why it's taking so long, because it's timing out. So we're waiting for that to finish running. There it goes. And now username is none here, and we get back to the 200 okay. So it is perfectly valid to use Serde to essentially perform a light validation of form fields for us. It gives us basic types. We get the power of the Rust types for us, and we get some basic error messages that actually tell us what's happening and what's going wrong in the case that it fails. So anyways, that's what I wanted to show off here with using Serde to deserialize data for validation. And in the next video, we'll talk about validating using a custom JSON extractor. See you in that video. Bye. I just realized that on the Stream Deck, I have my record button right next to the streaming button. So if I accidentally just suddenly stop streaming, it's because I hit the wrong button. Okay, so that's good there. I do have 3 warnings. I need to fix those. It's not you. I mean, I would have expected Guess I'll just make you public, and then that works. What's my other flawless? Because I didn't laugh. I did forget to turn on database. Why am I not doing this? Database. Okay, so I'm creating the connection to the database, and I'm not doing anything with it. Oh, right. I think we're at the point later on we do something with the database. We just connected to the database. That's what I remember. I remember that now. Okay, let's go ahead and commit all of these. So this is using Surday to validate data. Actually, I like this. Validating JSON with Surday. I think that's what I want to name it. Okay, so what's next? The custom extractor. I need to remember how to do this. So we'll see if we can get to the recording of this. Otherwise, the rest of this stream will be me practicing and preparing for this again. So what I usually do is just run through it without the recording and without actually trying it. So let's go into here. And at this time, if any of you have any questions about Axum or Rust or anything else, like just web servers, web development, I'll be happy to answer them. This is the perfect time for distractions and laughing. Okay, so we want to custom JSON extractor. All right, for the custom extractor, I think I need to remember. I think I need to go to the website for it because I never remember exactly where it is. Oh, which also reminds me, I probably want to do this with the local documentation again. So cargo doc. I did install the latest version of Rust. So what's that? 165? The new one with GATS, which I don't have a reason to use. But I think it's going to be big for APIs. Like not these type of APIs, like library APIs, like the lower level ones. Okay, so I don't want you. I want you. Let's open up Axum extractors. Okay, an extractor is a type that implements from request. Extractor is how you pick apart the incoming request to get the parts your handler needs. These are all provided for us. From request, okay, so they show us what the trait is. And then we have this sort of result here. Guess I don't really give very much here. I wonder if the documentation probably has more of it. Let's set this up with the username and password again. You've been rewriting a bunch of if-else blocks as let-else today. You love it. I haven't tried those yet. That would be fun to sort of go into. I wonder how many of them I have that I didn't use as just matches. I do remember feeling really excited when I saw Museum mention in one of the discords, and I can't remember which one, about let blocks. And you basically don't need like you can do the sort of like the pattern matching with a let block anywhere, and it doesn't have to be like an if let. And it sort of like feels like, okay, we're adding if let else, we're adding gats, we're adding all this stuff. Oh, we're getting so much good stuff recently. All right, what am I doing? I'm getting distracted. Right, we're going to create so I want the same JSON object, but it's not going to be deserialized because we're going to be manually creating it. So we're going to have a pub struct request user. We're going to have a pub username is a string. Pub password is a string. Okay, so let's do a pub struct. Oh! I think actually I could do it on this request user, can't I? So we do impl from request for request user. Type rejection equals, so if I remember correctly, we can use the tuple type where we have the status code. And then we have the, what is the other? What is the other thing? Or can I do it like type rejection equals impl response? I don't think I can. Status code, and then what do I actually want to send back? Probably nothing. I could do it like a string. Okay, missing generics from trait from expected one generic argument. So you want a B, then if I do that B, then you need that here. Wait, is it part of the impl? Might be here. Oh, okay, so from, don't need that. There you go. Okay, so we have impl, register B, from request, using B for from request to here. Request user doesn't require a generic. We're using the generic here as part of request parts. We have a request coming in. We have all this fun core pin stuff. We're not going to be going over that. Also, like the pin stuff, like I like my knowledge of pinning, even after watching John Hu's videos on it, is like not willing to like try to explain that yet. Okay, so core pin box time oh, so that's just when I'm returning. Here's my block of code right here. So now I want to be able to do the thing, and I'm returning an okay with a self, which is this thing, or a rejection, which is this thing. Okay, so at this point in time, I want the request, which gives me the request parts. So I want the if I want the body out, body equals rec dot. Well, I can just do body. Does it give me what I think it gives me? Body. Let's unwrap because I think we definitely have one because this is going to be a post. Okay, yes, I know this is that. Can I... Now this B... does not implement debug, does it? So I don't think I can actually debug the body. Yeah, because it doesn't implement debug. I don't think I can say aware. Can I do aware here? So where B implements debug. Oh, I can totally set that. Nice. Also, because I've totally forgot to do this, let's do our Docker Docker compose. I think we just want Docker compose up. Oh, I probably want to Docker compose up with the dash dash health. Or no, a dash dash wait to wait until it's healthy. Okay, you're ready here. Let's restart you. Let's set. Okay, we need a function now for this. So pub async function is going to be custom JSON extractor. You're going to take in this extractor. So request user. I forget. Oh, I think it's like really simple, right? So we just have user is a request user. And I don't, this is going to crash, so it doesn't need to do anything in here. Okay, so got to you. Let's send a post to you. Okay. Ooh, right. Okay, so we got the body, which is just streaming, but it's running the extractor, so that's a good sign. So we got to this point where it crashed here, and we're debugging this body. Now, can I do anything with this? So body dot, not really. It's like that streaming stuff. I want to, I don't think body is right. I want to do dot. So we have extensions. Oh, we have extract. Apply an extractor to this request part. Okay, so import from request. Excellent. Extract method. Extract URI. Oh, am I still gonna have to do the Serde stuff? I think I still need Serde, don't I? So we still need to derive deserialize. So we want to extract request user like that. That will be a. Are you in a wait? Because you're async, right? Yeah, you're async. So I need to await you and then unwrap. So await, unwrap. That gives me request user, which means you need to also do debug. Um, are you not? Oh, wait. There was something we can do to like grab this out without the await. I for I forget what that was. Okay, so I want. Okay, so you're actually doing this from request, async. Oh, async function. I just literally say, hey, you're an async function. Incompatible type. Okay. Functions and traits cannot be declared async. Async trait functions are not currently supported using. Consider using the async trait crate. Wait, really? How do you do this? Oh, yeah, you're using this async trait. Okay. So we need to pull in async trait. We pull in async trait, and then we can use. Oh, there are no features for that. That feels so rare these days. It feels like. So then is that here on function or here on the impl? It's here on the impl. Okay, so we're going to do async trait on the impl. Async trait. Import you. Now you can be async. The name async trait is already used for a generic parameter, and this item's generic parameters used. What? Apparently, GATs are a step toward native async trait support, but unfortunately, it's not sufficient. Oh, okay. So there's still more. There's still more to be done. Okay, so now what? So we use async trait. We pull that in here. Then that allows us to do async function. We're doing from request as part of Axum extract. Okay. The async trait has been working good for you. Awesome. That's great. I think we used it before and I forgot about it. Okay. So capture value is not send because references cannot be sent unless their reference is sync. Consider further restricting this bound plus marker send. Are you doing that? Oh, you are. Okay, so type B send here. Okay, so where B is debug plus send. The name async trait is already used for generic parameter. Okay, now what? Method from request has an incompatible type for trait. Expected function pointer that change the output type to match the trait. Okay, so it's now going to be pin sign future input. What's the big difference here? Then future. Okay, so the output type becomes pin. Is that Is that it? I think that's it. Oh, so we named future now. Oh, because I didn't put that in. Okay. So I'm actually really curious. If I remove, let's search this over again. So if I start off and we do impl, okay, so oh yeah, here. What is the B type parameter from request? If you're running a library that's intended for others' use, recommend to keep the generic type parameter, which is fine. They don't actually show us how to not have it be generic, essentially. But they show us using an async trait right here in this example, which is excellent. Okay, so I want to start with async trait. So we're going to do async trait, and then impl b. Now we know that we're going to set this. We want you to be not debug. You need to be send. Do we care about anything else? I don't think so. We just send impl b from request for request user. Ooh. Not all trait items missing. Rejection. Interesting. Okay, so async function. Why are you not letting me do the thing? So I did it with my extractor where be send. I open that up. Oh, I need the type. I need right. Type reject. Okay, so missing that. So type rejection equals, this is going to be our status code. And we can just have a string message, let's say. Okay. Well, I still can't do like autocomplete for this. Missing from request. Okay, so now we're missing. Now we have async function. Oh, this is really too bad. I'm not getting any like auto completion stuff in here. So from request takes in the request, which then implements a mutable reference to request parts B. Okay, so a mutable reference to request parts B. And you're going to return a result self. Yeah, okay. So then return a result self or self rejection. Okay. From request, have you here now, right? Okay, good. Had to save that. Bullfristad, hello. How you doing today? Okay, so you are mismatched types, expected and enum result. Okay, yeah. So you're just yelling at me because I'm not doing a thing. So if I returned, okay, well, we need to return let's do a to do. That makes you all happy. So Rust Analyzer really screws us over here when we when we try to like auto complete this trait, we have to write this ourselves, which really sucks. Okay, so I want to build this out here. So we first attempt to create it using the extractor. So let, I guess this is gonna be user equals, I want request dot extract request user. We await this, and then we'll just go ahead and unwrap here. Although we have this rejection. You need to get started on working on a calculator thing for this Python course. It's kind of annoying because we're in groups of 4 and each have to present something about the code. It's really annoying for 4 people to present different parts of one project. It's not even complex in nature. Do you have a decent relationship with your team? Because if you do, I have a suggestion that I always gave to my students when I was teaching them, and um, it's one of the things where like they don't really believe, like they don't really believe it until later. Okay, perfect. So this is gonna sound really weird, but write your presentation first. Like actually build the full presentation. Like obviously, if there's any like code snippets in the presentation, you won't have those, but you have a space for them. And then figure out what you're going to say in general about the stuff. And then that will help you determine exactly how to build it and what the features need to be. Like I know it's like if it's just like normal calculator, but like if you want to have like have a little bit of fun with the presentation, or you want to like have like a weird feature that you added, like at the very to like I don't know, do something cool, then that's what you do. Current plan is each of us write a solution to the problem, and then we're meeting up next week to compare and make decisions. Like try to integrate them all together, or you're just going to take one of them. I mean, that could be an interesting way. You could also do mob programming style, where each of you take turns writing it, and everybody else just sort of tells you what to write in. That's actually something I do at work. You have no idea how to go with this? Well, you're in school, so this is the perfect time to experiment. Okay, so I could unwrap this. Or we could handle the error properly. Okay, so this is a result. So we want to map the error, which is going to let us have an error message coming back. Oh, interesting. That error is a status code string? Really? Oh, I guess that's the status code string that we're getting. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this extract gives us a rejection, which is R type. So it actually figures it out. Well, that's cool. So if you're unable to do the thing, then I want to return a tuple with maybe status code bad request. So 400, and then the string, can I do error.1? We return that. Oh, then I question mark you. Okay. We get the user. I mean, in the end, Belfazad, like getting it done is like the most important part of it. Trying to have fun with it is like the second thing, and I suppose learning goes in there somewhere too. But if this is like your first presentation with code type things, then really it's just about like getting practice, all figuring out how to talk and speak with each other. Okay. User map error. Okay, so we have our status code. So now I have the error. I kind of like at this point in time can could just return this because we want to return to self. So this is gonna be an okay user. Now that will get me the user in here. So we can do debug, got the user. It's not really the presentation you're worried about. It's just working on a code base with a team when the code's very simple to write by one person, but we're required to work in teams of 4 because of how many people are taking the course. Are you using Git or some kind of are you using Git? Like, are you using Git, GitHub, or anything else like that? Because I wonder if the instructor is also trying to force a merge conflict, because that could happen. Nobody's expected to know anything about programming at all. They might, so the instructor might be expecting you to do a mobbing session. So a mobbing session kind of looks like what I'm doing here, where one person's at the keyboard and a bunch of people just are talking. So it's a little bit better than Twitch, but you all talk together and sort of give suggestions. Now there's actually mobbing is a real thing and it has rules and like how to do it. Like one of the rules is the driver switches off every 15-20 minutes. The that way everybody gets a chance to sort of drive, everybody else gets a chance to navigate. You can have specific roles for individuals, or you can just have it be free for all. And the end goal is that you have a single product at the end, and everybody has a very good understanding of the code base at the end too, and is very happy with it. So, mobbing / pair programming is a way to do that. My chair has like, I have one of those little pads over my carpet, and my chair has now put a little groove in it, like forces me slightly to the left of where I want to be right now, which is not fun. Okay, so we got the user here. This should be okay. So if I hit you, you're still taking a really long time to run. I don't know why. Are you airing out here? Oh yeah, you are. Okay. Abort trap 6. Cog go run. I overflowed its stack? What? Oh yeah. Overflowed its stack. Okay. So what did I do here? Is it this thing? Let's try got an error. No, okay. So you're unhappy in general. You've been considering getting one of those Herman Miller chairs. You sit in a chair for more than 12 hours a day, so you need to take steps from my back. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, there must be something recursion going on behind the scenes with that I'm accidentally doing. Oh, is it because I'm extracting the request user from this? Okay, so I don't. That must be what I'm doing. Is like I think extract is not what I want to do. At least I'm guessing that's our problem here. Now, how can I... Oh, if you're writing your own from requests that won't be used outside your application and not using any middleware that changes the request body, you can most likely use Axum body body. Okay. So let's try that and see if it makes any better. So if I send you're gonna be no, not all of you. You're gonna be body. Your type is body. So actually, this is not generic, right? I just want to pass in body to there. Import Axum body body. You're a bot. You're a body. Okay, so I think let's reset this a little bit. So we have request. I want to do request dot I can take body, which gives me a stream. So it gives me an option B. It gives me ownership of it. Okay, so if I do request body, okay, that gives me a body here. User dot. Don't really have access to this, do I? But if I look at that, you'll start working on it tomorrow, going out with friends tonight, and having burgers. Oh, nice. Well, have fun hanging out with that. I have some work friends that I'm or work friends. I am meeting with our account rep at Salesforce with some of my coworkers tonight for a happy hour. Okay. So I want to go to body. So I want Axum body body. Which gives us a stream body created from a stream. Okay. That's responding with a stream body. Okay, if you want to extract the request body as a stream, consider using body stream. Extractor that extracts the request body as a stream. That's body stream. Don't know. I think that's really helpful either. Hope you. Yeah, I'm gonna have my wife pick me up. So I won't be driving. Okay. Let's search for. I want Axum Rust. Like custom. Oh, you know what? They have their examples. Let's go look at their examples. Don't they have like a list of the examples somewhere? Examples. There you go. Okay, so error response. Consume body in extractor or middleware. So maybe that. Customize extractor error. Customize. Yes, not good to end happy hours with hospital trips. Yeah, I fully agree with you. Okay, so we have our Axum. Okay, so we do service builder new there. Where's our okay route post handler? So we're looking for a function handler. Here we are with that. Uh, buffer request body. Buffer request body. Okay, so here's our buffer request body. Extractor that shows how to consume the request body up front. So that's bytes. Okay, so we use the async trait. Impl. Okay, so we're using generics for this. From request X. Box body. Ooh, okay, I didn't realize we needed a second one for this. Okay, where S is send plus sync. Type rejection equals a response. Oh, it could just be a response. It doesn't have to be like anything else. Um, Async function. Might be a dumb question, but is there a good place to look for professional code for projects? You feel like most programming snippets aren't that great to follow. Some of the larger GitHub open source projects probably are going to be the closest that you can get to it right now. If you know anybody who works professionally, they can probably show you like some code that they've written. A lot of it is gonna be it depends upon the need, right? Because if you're writing something for learning, that's not necessarily the way you're gonna do it for reals. And also, like I guess it depends upon a lot of different things, but like probably looking at open source projects. But like if you're also writing just like a simple ah, like the simplicity of a calculator app is not you're not going to get any benefit from looking at like how Flask is implemented, for example, in Python. Like to me, something like a calculator I would do in a test driven way. Okay, yeah, for more advanced projects, I would probably start with open source projects like that. Okay, so we have our async function from request. Request is request box body, which is this type here. Now, box body comes from Axum body box body. Okay, interesting. State is this generic type S. Interesting. I don't think we had a state. Okay, so we have a result. Let body equals bytes from request that. Okay, so we do our map error. Great. Do thing with request body. Let's go find do thing with request body. You just debug it. So I wonder. What did I do a custom extractor? I thought I did, but maybe I'm now questioning everything. Uh, I want to say that I did create that under okay, so lessons. It wouldn't be lessons. It would be oh backend. Backend Rust, Axum, project solution, source. Don't okay, I didn't have a custom extractor here. Routes. We have custom middleware. don't think this is that. Okay, so hello world users. Okay, so what I can do is we'll do a find. Okay, so search for from request. Ooh, here it is. Okay, so I implemented in mod. Here's from request. Okay, so here I have request task, impl t from request, t for request task, where t is HTTP body plus send, data plus send, error into box error. Okay, interesting. Type rejection is that app error that we sort of created as a custom error. From request. Interesting. I think I had created this manually. Oh, this was the auto creation stuff. Okay. This has all that. That. Okay, so then we grab you out here. We do their. Then we do our thing. Oh, we return our box pin. I remember that now. Oh, because this isn't async. We're not using the async trait. We're doing the box pin manually. Okay, so box pin async. Let JSON body equals request. Oh, that's how we do it. Okay, request extract JSON request task. Oh, okay. Interesting. So back to here. So if I use the async trait from request, even if I have body, I don't know if it'll matter. Have a good day, Dad, and good luck with the project. Let's put this back to a generic T, where T is send. I think that's all it needs to be. Okay, so we have rejection is you can be a response. Okay, so request parts, going to be this T. Yes, I know. Okay, so we want, so request dot extract. Then we use JSON request user. Await. Okay, so wait. Why can't I map error? What are you upset about? The trait bound T HTTP body is not satisfied. Okay, so T also needs to be plus HTTP body. Also import that. Data, okay, as data. What are you upset about? T as HTTP body : data cannot be sent between threads safely. The trait send is not implemented for data required for request user. what did I do here? HTTP body plus send. Oh, T data send. Oh, T data send. Interesting. That we do that. Okay. So T data is send. The trait bound T as HTTP body error, send error is not satisfied. Okay, so if we look at this again, yeah, we did this T error into box error. I totally forgot we did all this. So I import you. You're happy. Okay, finally we're not unused variable user. Okay, so now I can now map error. Okay, so we have error. You're just a JSON. You're now a JSON rejection. Excellent. So I want to return this type of error. So I want to do a tuple, an error, which is a tuple type, the status code, bad request. Maybe I'll do a string of like, oh, I'll do the error dot. Can I get the message? Oh, it's the debug, right? So I can do a format. Uh, can convert the error to response. Oh, can I do a into import response? No. Okay. Can I do this code string? Couldn't convert the error. Oh, I guess you don't want to be an error like that. Oh, that probably would have worked the other way. Okay, so then no, okay, not using the user. I should now be able to debug. Well, I'm debugging the user already there. So now I want to return an okay user. Mismatch types, expected struct request user. Oh, JSON request user. So really I want this to be JSON user. Go for that. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, we got our custom request going now. So then I would want, okay, so we have our user before we return okay, we want to check to make sure that everything's good. So it passed by Serde, but maybe we want to say, you know what? Usernames must have like a minimum length of a 5, or like cannot be over 10 or something like that. I don't know. We can just do if user dot username um let's say it starts with if user dot username starts with B, then we're going to want to return early. So return an error. This is a tuple type, right? So status code, bad request. Usernames cannot start with B. Okay. Now we get our 400 bad request. Usernames cannot start with B. It's like, fine. We'll start with A. Okay. So that's how we can now do custom validation, which is sort of the custom validation is going to be a combination of assert a validation and this. This is not fun to go through and do. I think I can do it again, but I'm going to want to review this. I've run out of time. It's 8:20, so I can't do a recording again now. I have to get ready for work, unfortunately. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at the end. Leave it for now. Today is Tuesday. It does mean tomorrow I'm not streaming. I'm going to be heading into the office on Wednesdays, so I don't have time to stream in the morning, unfortunately. But that does mean that on Thursday I'll be back, and we should continue with this. I'll review what we created here, and then we'll create a video of us doing our custom request to do a little bit of extra validation in the middle here. All right, I'm going to leave this here, and I'm not going to push up this specific code, but I'm going to push up the other ones that I did earlier, and I think that's all I've got. So everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that you all have a great rest of your Tuesdays, and I'll see you next time. Bye.